I have blown thousands of dollars on things I thought that would make me happy, but they only left me with regret. Today I'm pulling back the curtains on my biggest financial mistake so you can avoid wasting your hard-earned money like I did. Number 1. Buying in bulk for small households. Buying in bulk sounds smart. After all, you are saving on the cost per unit, right? But here's the truth. Not everyone benefits from the bulk shopping, especially if you live alone or in a small household. Let me explain. Psychology. We are influenced by the scarcity principle, which makes us believe that we are stocking up to prevent future scarcity. I fell in this trap too. I do buy everything in bulk from Costco because I thought I was getting a great deal. But soon my pantry was filled with items I couldn't finish before they were expired. Now I only buy non-perishable items in bulk and get my fresh produce and snacks in smaller quantities. This way I save money and avoid wasting food. If you found this video valuable so far, like this video so we can help more people. Number 2. Not having a solid saving strategy. One major thing holding many people back is a lack of structured saving plan. As the Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel explains, wealth isn't about your income but your savings rate, where we prioritize the present moment over the future benefits. When I first started with personal finance, I didn't have a clue about saving. Growing up, I wasn't taught how to manage money, so I spent most of my paycheck each month. That changed when I joined a savings challenge that kept me accountable, and now I can focus on paying myself first by saving before I spend. I created a roadmap and sticking to it has really helped me grow my wealth faster than I imagined. Number 3. Spending without intention. How often do you go into Target for one thing and walk out with a car full? Big stores like Target and Walmart are specially designed to trigger impulse buying. The psychology behind this is called the deco effect, where stores arrange their shelves to make you buy more. For instance, stores put essentials like milk and bread at the back so you may pass by all the tempting items on your way. I used to fall into this trap too, but now before I enter a store, I make a list and I stick to it. It's a small habit, but it saves me hundreds every month. Number 4. Designer glasses and sunglasses. Designer glasses are a perfect example of paying for brand value rather than quality. The psychology behind this is known as perceived value. Luxottica, a company that controls most of the eyewear industry, has made the designer brands synonymous with quality. When I first find out that most designer and budget glasses are made in similar factories with similar materials, I felt like I have been duped. Now instead of spending hundreds on a logo, I buy affordable glasses that look good and do the job without breaking the bank. Number 5. Buying things that just because they are on sale. Sales and discounts are marketing tools that trigger the inquiry effect and makes us believe we are saving money when we're actually spending more. For example, if a $1,000 jacket is marked down to $700, you might feel you're getting an incredible deal. I used to fall for this too. Seeing the discounted price will lure me in, but I was still spending hundreds on things I didn't really need. Now I ask myself, would I buy this at full price? If not, I walk away, saving myself from impulsive purchases. Number 6. Not using an eSIM while traveling. When we travel, it's easy to stick with our usual phone plans, even though roaming fees can be insane. This is due to familiarity bias, where we gravitate towards what's familiar because it feels safer. Switching to an eSIM was one of the best decisions I made. An eSIM is essentially a digital SIM card that connects to the local networks in any country, saving you from ridiculous roaming fees instead of paying extra every time I land somewhere new. I have internet access from the moment I arrive without the hefty price tag. Number 7. Paying late fees on credit card. Late fees are a sneaky way to credit cards company make billions. The psychological reason behind why we end paying this fee is known as the financial avoidance, where we ignore tasks like paying bill because they are stressful. To avoid these fees, I set up automatically reminders and make sure to pay off balances before the due date. If I do get a late fee, I politely ask for a waiver. And credit card companies often waive fees for customers who rarely miss payments, so don't hesitate to ask. Number 8. Not knowing how to negotiate big purchases. Negotiation can feel very intimidating, which is why so many of us avoid altogether. This is known as the conflict avoidance, where we shy away from what seems like a confrontation. I used to think when I was a terrible negotiator, but then I learned to approach. It was a fact-based conversation instead of confrontation. For instance, when I was buying my car, I went in with data about the market price and asked for extras like better financing, terms, and warranties. This approach made a negotiation feel empowering and it saved me $1,000. Number 9. Buying souvenirs you don't need. Vacations are amazing, but they often leave us with a bunch of souvenirs we don't need. This is due to the sentimental attachment where we buy things thinking they will help us remember our experiences. Instead of buying bulky overpriced souvenirs, I now look for small meaningful items like magnets. They are cheap, they are easy to carry, and actually remind me of the places I have been without cluttering my home. Number 10. Lottery tickets. The odds of winning the lottery are astronomical low. But many of us still buy tickets thanks to the optimist bias, which makes us believe this time I might actually win. I used to buy lottery tickets occasionally, but now I realize it's better to put that money into an investment, and with investments I have a realistic chance of growing my money over time, rather than relying on almost impossible chance of winning. Number 11. Paying ATM fees. ATM fees are often a result of convenience bias, where we go for the nearest option instead of seeking alternatives that might be cheaper or even free. After a trip where I spent $50 on the ATM fees alone, I decided to open a Charles Schwab account, which reimburses all my ATM fees worldwide. This way I can withdraw cash without extra charges, which is saving me money and stress on my travel. Number 12. Paying for hotel Wi-Fi. Many hotels charge for Wi-Fi because of captive audience pricing. They know your guests with limited options, so they add extra fees for basic amenities. But here is a trick. Many hotels offer free Wi-Fi to members of their reward programs. Programs like Hilton Honors or Marriott Bonvoy are free to join. As a member, you often get complimentary Wi-Fi and other perks, saving you from this unnecessary cost. Number 13. Subscribing to many streaming services. With streaming options everywhere, it's easy to sign up for multiple services to get all content you want. But here's the catch. This often leads to subscription fatigue, where you're paying for things you don't actually use regularly. Psychologists call this overchoice effect. The option we have, the harder it is to make a decision. I used to have subscription for Netflix, for Hulu, for Disney, and a few others, thinking I will watch all of it. But soon I realized I was only using one or two constantly, and now I cycle through services depending on what I want to watch, and canceling and resubscribing only as I need it. This way I keep my options flexible and save on a ton each month. Number 14. Buying the latest tech gadgets. Every year, new phones, tablets, and gadgets are released, upgrades that are often minor. The psychology behind this calls the fear of missing out, FOMO, making us feel like we fell behind if we don't have the latest tech. I fell into this cycle too, upgrading my phone almost every year, but then I ask myself, do I really need these new features, or is it just excitement of owning the latest gadgets? Now I stick with my devices for a few years, waiting until I truly need an upgrade, and I save myself a lot of money. Plus, tech loses value quickly, so holding on it a bit longer lets me make a better investment for later. Number 15. Overpriced gym membership or fitness programs. Fitness is essential, but sometimes we carried away with memberships and classes that go unused. This often happens because of sunk cost fallacy, when we feel obligated to stick with something just because we already invest in it. I used to pay for a high-end gym membership, thinking the fancy amenities would keep me motivated. But after a few months, I realized I was mostly working out at home. Now I focus on pay-as-you-go classes or free home workouts from YouTube. And it made me a world of difference without guilt or wasting money. And that wraps up my 50 things that are a complete waste of money. Each one has a psychological reason behind it, and once you understand it, you can start making more intentional financial choices. Want to take your savings even further? Click here to learn what to do every time you get paid. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.